obviously.
Now my concern is only I've played like 3 games and I try to win against them. After 3, should I continue matching up with them or I should move on looking for other players?
You should play. I know this is hard because the system of this game doesn't promote this shit. I'm gonna tell you right now because the system of this game is bad. If you go online, the only way for you to play people of the same skill level as you is through the tower. There is no other consistent way to find players on the exact same level as you until you play in the tower. That is the only way. There is nothing like a casual mode where you can play people with a similar MMR to fight with you. That is what parks are technically supposed to be. But if I would go to a park right now, the skill gap between me and everybody in that park would be significantly different. Like somebody could be a floor 2, then there could be another who's a floor 7, then there could be me who's literally one of the best players on this fucking planet. It's not there's no real skill discrepancy that like people can do to figure out. So my best advice is fuck this floor system. It doesn't exist for you. You are not in the floor to level up. What you're doing on the floor is you're finding players that are better than you that you want to learn from, either it be for a matchup or it be that you want to become a better player by understanding what they do better. So what you would do is you would go, for example, I only have 2 floors, I'm sorry. I would go to floor 10, right? And I would look at the list and be like, all right, I have 2 Milias, sorry, and I have a Nago right here. One of them can't play me, the other one is like, those are my only options. So
Oh, you can switch to see the character. Okay.
yeah, if you go to
So
member
I can
list and you press RB, you can see exactly who's looking for a game right now.
I can select like which character I play against with. Oh, that's nice.
So you can select like, okay, let's say for example, today the habit that you're working on, that you're still working on, is safe jumps versus fake safe jumps. Like you try to use fake safe jumps more, and you have a matchup in particular, or like a player in particular where you want to try it out against. See if that matchup is there. If not, then just play somebody who's like there. Like it doesn't matter, but let's say you would look for something in specific, like, oh, I'm gonna start using safe jump JK more, which is a fake safe jump, right? Like, you know this. Then you look for a player, you try it out, and if you get beaten by the player, like, you should always finish the set, always finish the free games, but if you get beaten by the player, try to play them again if you can until you get thrown out, and then what you would do is you would play with players on the lower floor, do the same shit again until you level up over and over again. It's a tedious process, it's just how this game unfortunately works. TLDR though, go over this and look at the wins you got. And the wins, I don't mean the physical wins where the game tells you you won. I mean the wins when you actually got the setup you wanted. So a small win would be, even though I lost a round, I got the fake safe jump on him though. And then yeah. And then while you do this, you can also, if you have like a better kinetic vision, which you will get over time, is you will realize the mistakes you made in the game, which you can also work on and write down. For example, my bursts were horrible, so what you would do is you would look up a guide on how to burst better. There are guides from like Exert, for example, which have phenomenal knowledge on the game with bursting, and bursting back then was a lot more resource heavy than it is in this game. Burst is way easier to get back in this game than other Guilty Gear games from what I've seen. But yeah, this is what I want you to do for the next time until we meet. Just try to like figure out things that you want to work on and implement them until they become a habit. For me, usually it takes a day for a habit to form. The regular human statistic process, a new habit to form takes 21 days. So I would try to implement the habit with other habits. That's how I do it, where I still have them in the back of my mind and I have them written down, where it's like, oh, I see a new habit, okay, I'm gonna implement this, and then I'm gonna keep reminding myself every day until it becomes like muscle memory, and then you move on to the next thing. The basic idea is, usually it takes humans at least a couple of days to pick up a habit. If it's a really big habit, like going to the gym or reading a book, or like whatever, it takes like up to 3 weeks. Little fighting game mistakes like this, I really don't believe in that statistic, because again, as I said, it takes me literally a singular day to get rid of an entire habit. I don't think like I'm that far ahead of like everyone when it comes to this. I feel like usually it would take like if you like new to fighting games, maybe like 2 to 3 days if you really sit behind it, maybe 4 days tops to get rid of something. Like for example, don't mash forward slash and neutral so much, so you just use other buttons. Like I'm pretty sure you're able to get that down like in a couple days tops. That's how I see it. Like just try to implement something new and then keep it in the back of your mind. This is why having a notepad's really good. That's why we worked with that, right? That you can like have a notepad and be like, oh, don't forget, don't press /neutral, and the other habit you learned is that one as well. So you have like a little list of things. Quick little reminder to the funny people in this chat room, I do offer coaching sessions in general. For one, Twitch subs get 10% off, so if you subscribe to me on Twitch, you do get a discount on this. So you can check out the website and you can see the prices for yourself. I do have very cheap options which are $15 or regular coaching sessions which are $60. Really depends on what your profit, like, not your profit, what your margin is that you are willing to spend. I basically have it all. Like I have like super cheap to like very expensive.